He starts with a paradox. Power isn't added, it's extracted from weakness, not through motivation, not through belief, but through structure. This is psychological alchemy, not turning lead into gold, but turning insecurity into precision, fear into foresight, emotion into leverage. He doesn't treat weakness as failure, he treats it as raw material, volatile but potent. Because every overreaction, every anxious loop, every wound carries energy, just misdirected. Alchemy isn't magic. It's method. It isolates the unstable, then recombines it into something functional, controlled. He explains, the mind doesn't change through force, it changes through formula. The unstable man explodes. The strategist transforms. Every master of control was once overwhelmed, but one thing changed: the way they processed the chaos. Transformation doesn't begin with strength, it begins with fracture, and the decision to refine it. He starts with silence and scans for the leaks. Not the strengths, not the talents, but the invisible cracks that keep repeating. Identification of weakness. He doesn't flinch. He observes. Where the emotions spike, where logic fails, where attention gets hijacked. Weakness isn't failure, it's predictable response, and anything predictable can be reprogrammed. Reframing techniques. He changes the narrative. Pain isn't punishment, it's feedback. Rejection isn't proof, it's redirection. Instead of resisting, he extracts. What is this trying to teach me? That's the new frame. Leverage discovery. Every weakness hides leverage. A crack isn't just a flaw, it's an entry point. Fear shows where belief breaks. Overreaction shows where control is lost. He traces the path until it leads to function. This isn't therapy, it's architecture. Conversion formula. He turns damage into data, then into systems. Betrayal, boundaries, shame, precision, chaos, checklists. Emotion arrow engineering. Every wound becomes part of the operating system. Cold truth. Power doesn't start with force, it starts with internal clarity. No more stories, only structure. Transformation is not performance, it's design. Transformation is not magic, it's method. Just like physical alchemy breaks down metal to rebuild it into gold, psychological alchemy does the same, with thought. He applies the 5 stages not to materials, but to mind. 1. Analysis. Solve. He begins by detaching emotion from fact. Story from signal, drama from data. What's true remains. What's noise is discarded. No reaction, just review. 2. Separation, divide. He isolates the problem, the source of distortion, toxic inputs, outdated beliefs, borrowed scripts. He doesn't negotiate with them. He removes them, surgically, clean cuts, no residue. 3. Purification, burn. Now he burns it down, not physically, mentally. He goes deeper into the core reaction. Why does this trigger me? Where was this belief formed? He exposes the root and scorches it with clarity. 4. Recombination, fuse. From the ashes he reconstructs, but not randomly, with design, new rules, new logic, new meaning. Emotion is reattached to function. Behavior is rebuilt from principle, not reflex. 5. Perfection, seal. He locks it in. How? By action, by proof. A new mindset isn't real until it holds under pressure. So he tests it, he acts through it, until it becomes baseline. This isn't theory, it's identity engineering. Each process alters the internal code. Not motivational, not spiritual, structural, quiet rewiring that produces irreversible change. Transformation is not metaphor, it's chemistry of the mind. He applies the formula, not to theories, but to raw states. Fear, strategic awareness. Fear isn't weakness, it's an early warning system. He stops letting it freeze him. He uses it to scan patterns, to preempt chaos. Fear becomes foresight. It sharpens vision. Anger, energy for boundaries. Anger is fuel. Left unmanaged, it explodes, but refined, it enforces lines. He doesn't lash out. He locks down, clear limits, cold correction. Rage becomes restraint, with teeth. Sadness, depth, and pattern recognition. Sadness isn't useless. It slows the system. So he can process signal, it sharpens perception, refines empathy. Through grief, he sees what others miss. Pain becomes pattern detection. Anxiety, tactical precision. Anxiety is not the enemy, it's over-preparation. He doesn't numb it, he redirects it. Hypervigilance becomes checklists. Overthinking becomes scenario mapping. Anxiety becomes a scalpel, sharp, focused, surgical. These emotions were never flaws, just unrefined energy. He didn't suppress them, he reprogrammed them, not through positivity, through precision. At this stage, refinement isn't enough. He upgrades the structure of identity itself. Stacked transformations. Wounds rarely come alone, they stack. Betrayal on fear, shame on rage. He doesn't separate them, he fuses them. One pain strengthens another, like alloy. What once collapsed him now forms multidimensional armor. Symbolic anchoring. The mind obeys meaning. So he designs it. One ring, one phrase, one ritual, each becomes a trigger, not for reaction, but reinforcement. He anchors new identity in physical cues, visible, repetitive, unshakable. Trigger reprogramming. A look, a word, a place, triggers used to spiral him. Now he rewires them. Instead of collapse, structure. Instead of rage, recalibration. The old loop breaks. The signal now runs through a new path. Identity loop reset. He was given roles: child, victim, pleaser. He returns them. No inherited scripts remain. He installs intention, writes new parameters. Not who am I, but what structure do I run? This is psychological engineering. He doesn't manage emotion. He rewrites the operating system. He doesn't seek healing. He builds a lab, not emotional, operational. Step 1. Identify the leaks. He writes them down. 3 emotional breaches, where control escapes, where clarity melts. Step 2. Map the conversion. For each weakness, a formula. Fear, foresight. Anger, boundaries, shame strategy, no poetry, just structure. Step 3. Pressure test the system. He runs the loop, under tension, under noise. No theory survives untested. If it breaks, rebuild. If it holds, reinforce. This is not therapy. It's engineering. Mastery isn't feeling better. It's turning every wound into leverage and sealing every leak. Pain remains. But power no longer escapes. End of blueprint. Return to the lab. Refine, convert, repeat.